This video is a little bit weird because, yeah, we're actually going to be talking about the death of a series while also reviving a series. Yeah, this is a little bit unexpected. I guess, roll the intro. Hey Slayers, I'm the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, SEGASLAYER64, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be reviving a series while also talking about the death of a series. Why is this playlist private? This playlist should not be private. I don't know how to make that unprivate on here. I'll do it later on. No, the point is, today we're going to be talking about the death of a series while also reviving the series. So if you don't know, we're going to be reviving the What Made It So Good series. I haven't done an entry into this series in I don't know how long. And by the way, there's no playlist for it, so I'm going to go ahead and make a playlist for it eventually. But we're bringing this series back, and we're actually going to be talking about the death of a series in this episode. That's right. I'm talking about the Why I Hate series. I know this series has widely been considered my flagship series for so long. Everyone loves this series, and I know everyone wants to see it and hear it. And yeah, it's time for this series to die. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on for too long, and I. Okay, no, we're not talking about the Why I Hate series. This series has not had an entry in a while. I'm gonna be bringing it back. It's gonna come back eventually. Why is this playlist private? Why is this one private? Why are all these playlists private? They shouldn't be private. This first one should, but these other ones should not. Why are they all private? Which one is this? This is Sega History. Why is Sega History Season 2 a private playlist? It's not supposed to be private. Explain to me. Because I'm quite confused. No, as I was saying though, I was trying to say we're gonna be bringing back a great series. We're gonna be bringing back the What Made It So Good series, and we're also gonna be ushering the beginning of a death of a series. Okay, today is the end, the final episode of everyone's favorite series. Everyone loves this series. Of course, I'm talking about only the greatest of series of all times, Battle of the Bits. That's right. I don't know. Battle of the Bits technically only had one episode. Why does it have two episodes? Because I just kind of added that second episode in, even though that's not really the Battle of the Bits. But it's time to die. This series is gonna die. It's over. Shaq Fu. I'm bringing this series back. I'm gonna bring this series back. I promise you. I'm gonna bring some of these old series back. But no, this is a joke. We're not really ending the Battle of the Bits. No, we're talking about the one and only thing you've seen in the title. Sega Slayer 64 bits. The Battle of the Bits. Sega Slayer 64 bits. Battle of the Bits. You know what? Never mind. Whatever. I'm talking about Sega Slayer complains, or Sega Slayer 64 complains. Probably one of the greatest and most popular series on my entire channel. One that everyone loves, everyone talks about, and some would call my flagship series. And I wouldn't call it my flagship series. I'd call this still my flagship series, Sega History. If you would have asked me back for the longest time, this would have been my flagship series. But I'm gonna make a separate video on what made Sega History so good in the future. But no, we're gonna be talking about the death of Sega Slayer Complains and why the series is over, why I'm killing it off, why I'm done with it. We're gonna be talking about the beginnings of it, where it came from, how it started, my ideas, name changes, and just everything you want to know about everyone's favorite rant series, as I strongly named it myself, okay? So we're going to be watching a few of the videos. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about what made it so good, what its downsides were, what I didn't like about it, what I loved about it, and why the series was so popular. And so let's get right into it. The first interesting thing I'm going to tell you about Sega Slayer 64 Complaints is essentially the name. The name of Sega Slayer 64 Complaints changed a few times, right? And by a few times, I mean two times. Every other episode stuck with Sega Slayer 64 Complaints. But no, the original name of Sega Slayer 64 Complaints was Sega Slayer 64 Rants. You see Sega Slayer 64 Rants Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 3. Episode 2 was not originally called... I hated this name, okay? When I came up with this name, it wasn't the final name of the series. I couldn't figure out a good name. And so I decided Sega Slayer 64 Rants would fit for now. I don't like that name. That name is terrible. It just does not, it doesn't have a catchy name to it at all. It's just all around a terrible name that I really, really hated, right? And I hated the series so much, and I needed to get rid of it, right? Also, by the way, uh, I want to mention something. The mascot of SEGASLAYER64 complains is supposed to be like the angry Saturn photo I found the one time, and I thought it was cool, and I added sunglasses, and it was just supposed to be an angry version of Saturn because she wasn't happy in this photo. Except episode 2, because for some reason, I just put this happy photo of Saturn, and you can see Mega Drive next to her, and it was a triple picture, and I was running out of pictures at the time, and this was before I had the whole sunglasses thing, and I had my own custom version of Saturn that I just decided to make myself. This was before that. So, yeah, it was originally Angry Saturn. So every version of SEGASLAYER64 complaints has Angry Saturn in it, and then just this one photo just doesn't, and it's so stupid, and I don't know why. But the point is, I originally designed this, and it was going to be something cool I was going to do, and I was originally just going to complain about stuff. The series was originally supposed to be about just Sega stuff that annoyed me. Well, no, the original design of the series, it was something I just came up with one day, long before the actual first video was made, but I had the idea for it for a while, and essentially it was going to be a show on my channel in which I just sat down and decided, you know what, I want to sit down and complain about some stuff that ails me, whether it be in the video game community, the video making YouTuber community, or just the internet community in general. Heck, man, I even had an episode I even had an episode planned on fast food drive-thrus that I never made. It was gonna actually be an episode just where I complained about stuff that got on my nerves about fast food places. That episode. That was actually a planned episode. I'm not joking with you. I was ready to make that episode. I never ended up doing it, but it was a planned episode. But the point is, it was a series in which I complained about Sega and YouTube, Sonic's gaming things in general that just ailed me and things that got on my nerves. And when I originally made the series, it was going to be something fun. I didn't expect it to go past maybe 3 or 4 episodes. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was going to be something I was going to do and then just kind of throw away. Yeah, 18 episodes later, here we are, right? And so the name SEGASLAYER64 Rants was a placeholder name. I didn't like this name. It wasn't going to be the actual name of the channel, and it all started because I always wanted to talk about the Sega seal of quality and the Nintendo seal of quality, because both of them have these. They don't have them anymore, but they used to have them, and I never understood what was the point of the official Sega seal of quality, or the official Nintendo seal of quality, because so many bad games got through with that seal. Like, that seal was only there. I don't know if it was just supposed to be a seal to let you know the game was official, but anybody could print the seal on a game and get away with it. So it's not like it was preventing people from buying pirated games. The games, so I couldn't understand it, and I wanted to talk about it for the longest time, and so I got around to doing it. I said, you know what, screw it. Sega Slayer Rants, the official Sega seal of quality, let's go. And so we're going to watch this episode, but essentially the name changed place because I hated this name from the start. The next name I settled on was actually in episode 2, and the name was supposed to be, you know what really duffs my doilies, and everyone despised that name. I don't know why everyone hated the name. I enjoyed the name. I thought it was a good name, and it was supposed to be a reference to the old Sega commercial in which the old lady, which is actually just a dude dressed up like an old lady, is upset and talks about how Sonic can't be like that nice boy Mario. And I'll stick that commercial in actually here really quickly. I'll put it in so you guys can see it, and yeah, I'll be right back.
Danita Stokes, president of HAG.
It's bad enough that Sega Genesis has the most 16-bit games, but this new Sonic the Hedgehog, oh, he really duffed my doilies. They say he's incredibly fast. Well, what's the hurry, mister? And about his attitude. Smarty pants! Why can't it be more like that nice boy Mario? Oh! Little brat!
Now, get Sonic free when you buy a Sega Genesis system at its new price of $149.99.
So there you go. You see, you've seen the commercial. You know what it is now. You know, she essentially yells at Sonic and asks Sonic why he can't be like that nice boy Mario. And yeah, that was that commercial. And I thought the name, she said he really duffs my doilies, and I thought that was such a good name. I'm like, okay, it's a perfect Sega reference. It's directly ties into Sega, and it was essentially a way of saying something really gets on my nerves or really upsets me. So it would have been perfect for Sega Slayer 64 complains. It would have been the perfect name. It made sense. It fit into the Sega sphere, and everyone should have liked it. But no, no, they did not. No, they did not. As soon as I premiered the name, everyone hated it, and I don't understand why. It fit so well. It was cool. It was cool. I don't get it. It was should have been the name of the series. It was I can't wrap my head around why everyone hated it. So, that name was, this video was originally titled, What Duffs My Doilies. I changed the title to Sega Slayer 64 Rants Episode 2 after a day or two after the original video premiered because everyone hated the name, and I don't know why. And finally, after by the time the third episode came around, I just finally said, you know what, screw it. I got a good name. Sega Slayer 64 Complains. Because Sega Slayer 64 Complains and Sega Slayer 64 Rants was originally the two ideas that I had. And I originally thought, you know what, I'm gonna go with Rants, and for now until I can think of a more creative name. But I mean, Sega Slayer 64 Complains is kind of catchy. I like the name, and it's very open about what it is, right? It doesn't. Also, by the way, at the time, this was the only episode of Sega Slayer 64 Complains to not have the complaint. Never mind. Never mind, there were a few episodes. Essentially, how it's supposed to go is the complaints is always supposed to be in capital. Even here, it's not in capital because this playlist is old. I'm gonna fix those. I'm not gonna fix the old titles. I'm gonna fix the name of the playlist. But all the complaints is supposed to be in capital. All like the the Sega Slayer 64. All my titles are all in just capital letters because my name is in capital letters. Like, here's the thing. People spell my name, right? They always spell my name, and they do not put it in capital. That is the intentional way it is spelled. You're supposed to put every letter in my name is capital. It's supposed to be, because if you don't do that, if you don't put it in capital, it looks weird next to the 64 because the 64 is giant, and the letters are small, and it just looks stupid. And the S would be capital. It's no. My name is intentionally spelled Sega Slayer 64 in capital fully. Do not, like, if you're gonna spell my name, always put it in capital completely. Always. That's the way it's supposed to be spelled. That's the way I intentionally spelled it. It's Sega Slayer 64 in all capital. I'm gonna make it. That alone deserves its own Sega Slayer 64 complaints, but it's the death of the series today. Okay. The point is, I officially decided on Sega Slayer 64 Complains, and that would be the final name we decided on. But let's just watch the first video. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. We're not going to watch every video here, but I'll turn that down a little bit in my own ears. We're going to talk about some of the pivotal moments in this career. The episodes that got the most views, the ones that didn't. So I appeared this episode, and I premiered this episode, and this episode did really well. Now, you might be saying 31 views, is that really well? Yeah, because at the time, this was still coming fresh. This was hot off the heels of what I would call the dark ages of my channel. Also, we're gonna be completing our reaction series soon enough because I still have the dark ages to do, and we're gonna go back and actually finish that. But this is coming off what I would refer to as the dark ages of my channel, and if you know what that is, well, let me just tell you. 31 views at that time was an extremely good number because that was hard to come by. My channel was not doing the best at all. It was doing awful during that time, and it's partially up to me, partially up to YouTube, and pretty much I'd say it's about a 50-50 split of whose fault it was. But either way, my channel was doing awful at that time. The time was just not good. And I premiered Sega Slayer 64 Rants, and the series blew up. I mean, 31 views at that time, again, might not seem like a lot, and for likes, it might not seem like a lot now, because I get a lot more views normally than what I used to get, you know what I'm saying? But, like, back then, that was it, man. When I had, coming off the heels of the Dark Ages, this was a good amount of views to get at the time, you know what I'm saying? So when I got this amount of views, I knew this series was going to be something special. And essentially, it's just me complaining for a total of how long? The original episode was not long. For me complaining for a good 10 minutes and 40 seconds about the official Sega sale of quality. And let's just hear what I have to say. Hey Slayers, I'm the the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, SEGASLAYER64, and welcome to a new type of video on this channel. I call this video Sega Slayer Rants. And what does this mean? Well, essentially, I'm going to just sit here and complain for a few minutes about something I want to talk about.
So you complain about something I wanted to talk about, and quote of the day right here. Listen.
All the time, they'll be very rare, but occasionally.
These won't be all the time. They'll be very rare. That kind of changed. I should have kept that. And the reason I said that, right? And we're gonna get more into this as we go on into this video. But the reason I said that right there was because of a big fear I had of me being this series getting a little bit too popular, which it kind of had, and then becoming a commentary. See, I'll explain it a little later on when we get further into this video. But you'll hear. I do when I feel like doing them.
Today was the Sega official seal quality. And
what game was I playing? I forgot which Mickey Mouse game this is.
Nintendo official seal quality, but no one cares about that. It's all the same, really. And what this was on every game back in the day.
I sound out of breath.
On every Genesis game.
What game is this? Contra Hard Corps? Oh, this
Nintendo DS game.
Yeah, it was Contra Hard Corps.
Let's see, Master System games. On a bunch of other stuff.
Actually, in that seal, could you see? Oh man, this video is cringy. This video is cringy, but could you see the seal of quality? My God, you could. This image is in. What is this video in? 1080p? You're not convincing me this is 1080p. I can't even tell what that image is. Like, this looks like Streets of Rage 3. It does, but because of the guy with the metal arm right there, that's Streets of Rage 3. But that's a kangaroo right there. What game is this? Like, that is clearly the doctor from Streets of Rage 3. That has to be Streets of Rage 3. It has to be. Because he is. This has to be Streets of Rage 3.
Genesis game, Super Nintendo game, on Nintendo DS games.
Yeah, that's the funny kangaroo.
Let's see, Master System games.
Yeah.
On a bunch of other stuff. There would be a little gold bag.
Oh, this is
official seal quality. And
this is what am I talking about? This is not
quality product. Here's the thing, though.
Illusion. What's this game called? Castle of Illusion. There we go. Couldn't remember.
Games out there boldly boasting those seals of quality.
Yeah.
And you know, I can think of a couple games right now that have the seal of quality.
We're talking about. Did I say? I said Alien 3.
A couple games right now that have the seal of quality. Alien 3.
I did say Alien 3. Oh man, bro, I did Alien 3 dirty. The Alien 3 video sucks because you can't hear anything I'm saying. I'm gonna remake that video one day, but oh man, I did not like Alien 3. Yeah, I said Alien 3. I don't know. I could have said Pac-Man. I don't know. I didn't say Pac-Man 2 because that's probably the biggest mortal enemy of this channel, other than Marble Zone. Other than that, the Pac-Man 2 is probably the main enemy of this channel. But come on, I didn't have to do Alien 3 like that, man.
Games out there with the official Sega seal quality and Nintendo seal quality that just suck. So,
by the way, no one else has an official seal of quality other than Sega and Nintendo, and neither of them have theirs anymore. I think because they just realized it was stupid. So, I mean, well, Sega wouldn't have theirs anyway because they don't make consoles anymore, but still, no one has theirs anymore. We're not going to watch this entire video. But the point of this video was, this was going to be a series that I started in which it would not be all the time. I didn't want this series to be all the time because, well, essentially, if you can't tell, SEGASLAYER64 Complains is like your everyday, average commentary channel. And I want to say this right now, this is no offense to commentary channels at all. If you're a commentary channel out there, that's cool. You know, you do your thing. I like a few commentary videos and channels myself, but I didn't want that for my channel. I didn't want to be a commentary YouTuber. I still don't want to be a commentary YouTuber. Commentary YouTubers are just like, this is nowhere me hating on any commentary channels, you know what I'm saying? But I think even commentary channels themselves will tell you that's just, you know, it's kind of the easiest thing you can do on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And that's not being offensive at all. If you're a commentary channel, again, I watch a fair share of commentary videos myself occasionally. I'm not the biggest fan of the entire commentary format, but I understand what it is, you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what SEGASLAYER64 Complains was. No effort put into it. It was literally just me pressing record, playing a game,
game and talking, and usually I was playing the game at the same time I was talking, by the way. I always am. Like, that's the difference between me and commentary channels, is usually commentary channels have pre-recorded footage they talk over. I always play the game while I talk. Mostly, even though regardless of what I'm doing, I'm always playing the game while I'm talking. It's just easier for me to do it that way than trying to record the footage. Because if you don't record enough footage, what do? You loop the footage over and over again. And if you don't know, commentary channels always loop their footage over and over again. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted a take on it that was going to be cool. So if something crazy happened in the game while I was recording, I could always say, "Oh man, I can't believe that happened," and then go right back to what I was talking about. But the point is, this series was, I was always afraid, SEGASLAYER64, even from the start, before I even prepared the series. It took a while. Like I said, I came up with the idea for this series long before I actually made this first episode. Like, this was one of the first series I actually had an idea for. Like, this was premiered in January 4th, 2021. I can tell you I came up with this long before. It was one of the first ideas I ever had for my channel when I first started doing commentary. And I just never did it because I was afraid SEGASLAYER64 rants or complaints or whatever you want to call it would become a commentary channel, and it would get too popular, and I would be seen as a commentary channel, and people would only watch SEGASLAYER64 complaints and not watch anything else. And was I right for that? I mean, in a way, no. I don't think SEGASLAYER64 complaints had a true effect on anything on my channel. Directly, anyway. Maybe indirectly. And I also was afraid that SEGASLAYER64 complaints would become a crutch, right? Which, it kind of did at one point, because it was something that I could just, again, easily... SEGASLAYER64 complaints, regardless of how you look at it, and again, no offense to commentary channels at all, but if you ever notice, commentary channels upload... Sometimes, lots of them upload once every day, twice a day. You know, commentary channels can upload 5-6 times a day with no problem. And it's because these videos, regardless of how you look at it, and commentary channels, again, will tell you themselves, this is no offense to commentary channels, I just want to keep reiterating that. You can make a commentary video in less than 5 minutes. Regardless of how long you're talking, you don't have to do anything. And SEGASLAYER64 complaints has an even bigger advantage in the fact that I played the game while I was recording, so I didn't have to record any separate game footage, so I could literally just press record, talk for a few minutes, add an intro and outro and upload. I could upload probably 6 or 7 SEGASLAYER complaints a day, right? SEGASLAYER64 complaints a day. I could upload that literally like multiple times a day, and I was afraid this would become a crutch, and it kind of did at one point because, well, again, you don't have an idea what gets views, what's easy to make, what's fast and easy to pump out gets views, and you don't have to do much effort and put much effort into SEGASLAYER64 complaints, and that's exactly what I did not want to happen. But either way, the point was, this first episode did well for the time, and that why did they say I'm playing Super Mario Brothers? This is Castle of Illusion. What the freak, man? The heck? No, the point is, this first episode did well. 4 likes, 31 views. That's a ton of views. The next episode I did was SEGASLAYER64 Rants, episode 2. And this one did even better than what the first one did. And who was that? Oh, man, this person speaks Spanish. I don't think I ever replied to them because I can't speak. I'm super sorry. Oh, well. Yeah, this guy, okay. The point is, right, I can't speak, the point is, no. The point is, the second episode did as well, if not better. The second episode did even better than the first episode. The first episode got 31 views. The second got 40 views and still 4 likes. This was January 16th. This was not too long after the first episode. This episode, so it was clear to me at this point, SEGASLAYER64 was it, man. It was it. I was...
Video making, right?
What game is this?
Just want to say this real quick. This is the coolest stage in any fighting video game ever.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people think, right? A lot of people think video making is as simple as pressing record and
You can hear me.
video.
You can hear me playing with that garbage controller. I used to have that King Gear controller.
From editing the video,
Capcom versus SNK.
You have like a streak. You have like this bit of pressure placed on you, right, to make sure you don't miss a day. Because
well, to be fair, that pressure only came from myself, but kind of not, because at the same time, I couldn't have lost the streak at the time. It was too far in. It was January 16th. We only had till March 1st, and I was done. But that's besides the point. We're not talking about the streak. We'll do an analysis of the streak in one video in the future again. But the point was here that
the second episode did even better than the first episode. SEGASLAYER64 Complaints was cemented at this point. It wasn't fully cemented yet, but if you don't want to say it was cemented on the second episode, it was cemented on the third episode, where it officially got its name, SEGASLAYER64 Complains, and this episode did amazing. It's the second highest viewed episode of SEGASLAYER64 Complains, right after this episode right here, the PlayStation Store closure. That episode got the most amount of views, but this right here, this was the second highest viewed episode with a total of 5 likes and 74 views. And yeah, this was it, man. This right here cemented SEGASLAYER64 Complaints. This episode did so good right off the bat. And this one was January 22nd. This was not too long after this episode, but the point is, SEGASLAYER64 Complaints was cemented. This episode did amazing. Oh, wow, hold on. Did you hear that? Listen to what I said.
Hey Slayers, I'm the one
Did this video get copyrighted?
SEGASLAYER64, and boy oh boy, I'm thinking of making these SEGASLAYER complaint episodes about every Friday now.
About every Friday.
This actually isn't the video that was planned for today. Oh,
What was the video planned for today?
Actually, the video that was actually planned for today didn't come because, well, do I have a story for you? Just give me a second though.
Oh yeah, I couldn't drive. That always happens.
My controller always messes up.
Listen, that always happens on Crazy Taxi. Even on my Pocket X18S, it still does that. I don't know why this game always, in Redream for some reason, no other game but Crazy Taxi always messes up the controls. But that's besides the point. That's, again, a video for another time. Let's just continue on.
Boy, do I have a complaints episode for you today. Huh? So, you want to know what we're complaining about today, or what SEGASLAYER is ranting about today? Well, let me just tell you.
Let's see.
Today's rant episode is about emulation.
Emulation?
Oh my god. Last week's episode was about video editing and the problems that come
from making videos.
Today's video is about video emulation. Another big part of, well, particularly my videos and probably a lot of other retro YouTuber videos.
Yeah, emulation is probably like.
Boy, do you gotta go through a lot when you're trying to get emulation up and running.
Yeah, you do.
Emulators not
working.
To certain games not being.
By the way, still go through this. Emulation is still, all these videos are still valid. Emulation is still, I don't think I've changed my opinion about any of these videos at all. But emulation is still a pain in the butt. And keep in mind, I've been doing emulation for over a decade now, right? I've been in emulation for over a decade, from 2010 till now. Like, I've been in the scene for over a decade, and I know my fair share of emulators. I've been around. I've been through emulators. I've worked with a ton of emulators, and especially in the early days, it's better than it was back then. But even the most esteemed emulators still have problems, and it's just an annoying feat. Again, just look at the beginning of this video, for example. Every time I play Crazy Taxi on Redream, on Android at least, on my Pocket X18S, on my phone, for some reason the controls always disappear. I don't know why. It's only Crazy Taxi 1. Not even Crazy Taxi 2 has this problem. I don't know why. I can't tell you. But the point is, this episode completely cemented SEGASLAYER64 Complaints as being one of the flagship series of my channel. I even talked about doing it every Friday because I noticed it was getting views. And I noticed in this episode right here, 74 views. That's a lot of views. That was not only a lot of views for the time. That's still a lot of views today. But during this time, this was hot off the hills of what I would call the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? It might have still been going on a little bit at this time, but I think it was pretty much over. It was getting to the point of the end, but this was hot off the hills. Like, SEGASLAYER64 Complaints might have had a huge point in kind of reviving my channel a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, but this was unfathomable. Like, if you think 31 views was good, 40 views was amazing, and freaking 74 views was out of this world. It was just too good. And so the next one I was ready to upload came. So this was January 22nd. The next episode was an episode 4. And it was kind of similar to, this one was supposed to be on kind of the streak. But this was January 29th, 2021. This one got 30 views and 4 likes again. Still a huge number of views, comments from Lemo to you, Shark, and this person right here. Every passing minute I get the looming feeling that you got the inspiration to make this video from that time you made on my video. Who needs one? Yeah, because you don't have one. And you, mystery, you don't have one though.
everyone unless you're live streaming. But the point is, right? I was talking about the streak in this video. 30 views, 4 likes. You can see SEGASLAYER64 Complaints is a very consistent series, right? Even in the lower episodes, it still gets over a good amount of views, right? And so it was a series I could rely on always for a quick buck, right? Essentially.
And they had it so hard trying to upload were just joking. No, they're not. I, like a fool, decided I was gonna go and create this own little streak.
Yeah.
That I'm too close to the end now of uploading every day for a whole year.
I gotta ask myself this question. I'm gonna make a video on the streak on what made the streak so good and what made it so bad. I'm gonna make 2 separate videos on what made it so good and what made it so and why I hate the streak. But like, the point is, I for years believed that YouTubers were just joking and that I was one of the people with the YouTube stereotype that that doing this was easy, that the people who complained about it were just lazy and not happy, that they were literally blessed with one of the best things one of the coolest jobs in the world and one that everyone wants to do nowadays. And I called it a joke, I believed upload schedules were a joke until I did the streak. And the streak was one of the dumbest and best moves I've made for my channels ever, right? Like, it was one of the dumbest and coolest things I've ever done. And I still can't believe I did it to this day, but trying to maintain an upload schedule every day, I can barely get 3 videos out now a week, right? So you just imagine me trying to get them out every day. There were so many close calls, so many videos that came out late, so many videos that literally hit the 11:30 mark. It was crazy. It was actually crazy.
Well, let me just explain to you how that's working out real fast. Yeah, it's working out pretty good. One thing you don't understand about being a YouTuber if you're not a YouTuber, and I don't know why I was doing that. That's so dumb.
I was whispering.
Okay, let me just fix that for a second. Okay, well, that was dumb. Okay.
That was stupid.
Well,
I was whispering.
See, well, yeah, that's one thing you don't understand about being a YouTuber, am I right? But no, the one thing a lot of people who aren't YouTubers don't understand about YouTubers is it takes a lot, okay, to be a YouTuber. You have to
It does.
create ideas.
I mean, I'm not even fully a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber, but I'm not a YouTuber as I don't get paid for this.
But, like, one of the big parts of this is having an upload schedule.
Yeah.
You gotta have a good upload schedule.
You do.
Keep people engaged.
You do, or else you end up with no subscribers without some type of upload schedule. And I don't even really. I still say my official schedule is 3-day videos a week, and I still try to meet that quota. But I half meet that sometimes. You might get 2 videos a week. Sometimes you might get 1 video a week. Sometimes you might get no videos a week. Like, after a while, my upload schedule just fell apart. But the main point is 30 views, 4 likes. SEGASLAYER64 Complaints was consistent at this point. Oh, this episode was fun. Episode 5, Comment Bots. And this episode got 47. This was the first episode to be done on the PC, by the way. This is actually something I want to talk about. This episode got 47 views, 6 likes. And this one, recently there's been a lot of them posting weird links. I found about, oh my god, I've got more subs than you. Oh no. You have mods like me. And then, I can't hear complaining. I just hear music. Quiet you. The point is, yeah, probably this was the first SEGASLAYER64. This was an important episode because this was the first one to be done on my PC instead of my phone. I had a PC at all of these videos while in the process of making all these videos, but I was still uploading mobile videos kind of daily at this point because it wasn't time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Every time I think YouTube has fixed this, they never fix this. And it starts really bugging me because...
Oh, this episode sucks. I might have to redo this episode. This is probably... Okay. So, I'm going to tell you the entire story behind this entire episode. And why you can't really hear me in this episode. And do you know why? This episode right here premiered February 5th, 2021 at 12 a.m. At 12 p.m. Our normal time that we upload every day, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? February 5th. This episode, I did not record this the day before. I didn't have time to record this the day before. I literally woke up at 5:30 in the morning. Literally, sat up, didn't do anything. Sat up from sleeping, got up, went to my computer, turned my computer on, put my headset on. 5:30 in the morning, still dark outside. Got up, recorded this entire video. And even the beginning editing section, I got into editing this. The immediately I was done. It was at this point I got done recording. It was probably like 6 o'clock, right? As I got done recording. This was only 11 minutes. It didn't take me that long to record. So here I am, 5:30 in the morning, still dark outside, not even awake, can barely talk, can barely move. I just had to get up and record this video because if I didn't record it because something happened the night before where I lost the entire footage, and so I didn't put too much care into this video. You can barely hear me. It's weird, and so yeah, this video was recorded 5:30 in the morning. That's why, if you were wondering, the entire thing, the editing section was still recorded. So I was sleepy. I was tired. I went as soon as I finished editing this video, right? As soon as I finished editing this video, I immediately put it on upload, added the thumbnail because the thumbnail was already done, and then I literally got up, right, turned my monitor off, and went back and went to bed again. 5:30 in the morning. So that's why this video is the way it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's really kind of annoying, and you know.
I couldn't be loud. It was 5:30 in the morning. Again, it was dark. It was completely dark outside. Still, I couldn't. It's not like I could be loud. So this, and then the fact that the audio was the audio was too loud. I would have had to not have audio in this video for you to even be able to hear me. Yeah, this video sucks. But either way, back in the day, at this time, the 10 bots were going around. But the point is, 47 views, 6 likes. The series was off, man. It was off at this point. Also, by the way, that was actually the final episode to have a number, right? Because I originally had the series episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that was the end. Okay, I took the numbers away. Why? I just stopped putting them there. They didn't really need to be there. I wanted the series to be based off like a show type of thing, and it was gonna have episodes. I just stopped caring about the episodes and just start putting different names. But either way, the next episode was on YouTube copyright. 26 views, like what I'm trying to say is this never got under Sonic Coast. SEGASLAYER64 complains never got under I absolutely hate the YouTube copyright claim system. Yeah, this series never got under 20 views, and that was still something monumental. That's why I always said, what is this, Sonic Colors Ultimate? Oh no, this is just Sonic Colors.
Play Sonic Colors and make my video. Okay, now you guys might be saying SEGASLAYER. I thought SEGASLAYER Complaints was on Friday. And yes, it is on Friday.
No, it's not. I used to do them on Fridays.
Last week, I forgot to do SEGASLAYER Complaints. So it didn't happen last week. And
Did you see that? I started relying on it as a crutch, and I didn't want that.
forgot about who SEGASLAYER Complaints. So there was no SEGASLAYER Complaints yesterday, and that was because I forgot.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, last week, and we actually ended up reviewing that the terrible 20M1 game instead. But
Oh yeah, that was fun.
you know, I got laughs out of that video. You know,
20M1.
I'm okay with it. But
What am I doing?
it's time.
Why am I hopping like that?
This video here today.
The point is, okay, I'm not gonna, because this video's starting to get long. The point is, this video again did really well, 26 views. I mean, at this point, that might not be considered the greatest, but it was still consistent, right? Now here we go with the most popular episode of SEGASLAYER64 complaints of all time. The SEGASLAYER64 complaints, the PlayStation Store closure, and the all-digital future. This video was designed because I wanted to talk about, oh, and by the way, let's just appreciate the gap, right? This was April 14th, 2021. This one was February 24th, 2021. Let's just appreciate the gap. The gap between SEGASLAYER. This was 24th, this was April. The huge gap between SEGASLAYER64 complaints. Because I was done. I took a gap. I took a large break from the series. And so we had a whole month gap between episodes of SEGASLAYER64 complaints. Yeah, essentially.
I happen to realize that in this video, I do have, like I said, I mentioned this.
What's wrong with my mic?
But I said in the video that my mic, I just got the Akuma mic again, so I have the ability to control the mic, and I realized that I might have had the mic a little bit too close to my mouth in this video. So if I sound a little bit loud,
Oh yeah, I used to use this really cool Akuma mic. I did an unboxing of it a long time ago, and it was $25. I thought it was a really good mic. I thought it was a cool and good mic, and I didn't think it was a good mic. Not because it actually particularly sounded good, or because it was actually a really good mic. I got the mic because it had LED lights on it, and I really thought that was cool, and I really wanted that. So yeah, that was the entire reason behind me getting that headset. The one I have now is actually a very expensive Turtle Beach headset. I spent a lot of money on this one because, my old headsets used to sound like garbage, and I needed one that sounded good, and so here we go. I spent a lot of money on this headset, so it's an expensive headset. Congratulations. No, but the point is, yeah, it was probably me talking about how much the audio sucked in this video, because you can hear it.
I'll play around with what should be the perfect.
But the point is, this episode was about this was at the time Sony announced they were going to be closing the PlayStation Store, and I had just got a PS Vita, and so I was upset about this, and I wanted to talk about this.
But yeah, I'm actually just going to play it.
Don't know why SEGASLAYER64 complaints had such a large gap in it, though.
SEGASLAYER64.
And welcome. Sorry about the audio. The audio's awful.
Welcome to SEGASLAYER Complains, the show in which I spend time complaining about something that no one else cares about.
Because no one else did care about.
Today we have a special episode, but before we get into that, we need to talk about three different things first.
Three different things. What's that?
The first one, and probably the biggest, the first one is probably pretty small in the grand scheme of things, but you can probably tell I upgraded my mic. And
again, I upgraded my mic. I went back to it.
It broke originally.
I mean, to be honest, the audio wasn't too bad from the mic. It's just I had it too close up to my face and it was sensitive.
I like these mics the most because I can do things like, I think the biggest advantage to them is I can move it as close or as far away from my mouth as I like.
Yeah, that was cool.
They have those it's a very big and comfortable headset, and I love that, and it has...
Yeah, but the mic was too sensitive. The mic's extremely sensitive to this, with this one too. In fact, I apologize for this, but just listen to what it sounds like when I touch the mic. Yeah, you could probably hear that. That's just even when I touch it. The mic's extremely sensitive.
That's the point.
The point is, this episode was entirely just me supposed to be complaining about the PlayStation Store closure because I had just got a PS Vita for my birthday, and this was April 14th, so this was literally 7 days after my birthday. Just got a PS Vita, just got it, and then Sony announced they were closing the PlayStation Store, which I knew was going to happen the moment I got a PlayStation Vita. That's what took me so long to get one, and the moment I got one, that's exactly what happened. They announced it literally a week later, and we all know Sony didn't close the PlayStation Store, but essentially this video was more supposed to be about the all-digital future that everyone talks about. It's a really good video. Other than the audio problems, it's a really good video, and you should watch it, but it's supposed to be me complaining about the so-called all-digital future with air quotes. I hate that idea so much, and I love physical media, and so this video was supposed to be me complaining about that. Then we turned into a little bit of a scam era. Here we go for a while, right? So next episode was really long, and it was complaining CD key websites, and this one right here, again, did well. 4 likes seems to be the freaking stranglehold for this series, but this episode did well. Oh my god. What was with the huge jump in Sega? See, at this point I realized, right, SEGASLAYER64 complaints did not need to be all the time. Whereas here it was every Friday. At this point, I think this was the point where I started realizing that, okay, this does not need to be all the time. And I kind of cut the series back severely at this point. So now you can see, like, between this one and this one, we have a 3-month difference, right? And between this one and this one, it's literally a month difference. Like, it was getting crazy at this point. But essentially, SEGASLAYER64 complains CD key websites. Now, I'm a prominent user of CD key websites. Don't get me wrong. I use CD key websites to buy 99.99% of my games. They're perfectly legal. They just have problems that are associated with them, and lots of them are scams. So if you don't know the ones you're supposed to know, well then guess what? You're probably going to get scammed. But either way, they have a host of problems. I use them, but I wanted to talk about them. I wanted to explore some of the websites, and that's exactly what I did in this video. That's why this video is so freaking long. It's an hour long, this video was, and it was just me talking about CD key websites. And originally in this video, right? Oh wait, is that the rip-off Master System game? That Mario game? Originally this video was supposed to have me buying a game from a CD key website, and then I just didn't do it because I was afraid to at the end, but it was originally supposed to be me doing that. And so, again, another really good video that I recommend you watch, but 31 views, kind of the average. The next video would be literally June 9th, so I was skipping. These videos were taking forever to come out, essentially, at this point. But the idea was these complaints, these scam generators need to be stopped. And I made a couple videos on these scam generators, including this one, these scam Nintendo things. But I was like, these so-called V-Bucks. I even went after some YouTubers in this video who were
What's up? Still scamming people again? Rewards giant. I gotta
oh man, I can't Nancy.
hook them up in a second. After we go now, okay, there we go. I'm done with the Minecraft ones, right?
Oh, this video actually had me showing off my 3DS.
Let's just go over here to the Sonic section, real.
Oh, this is actually me and my 3DS.
We want. Let's see. What do we want? How about Sonic Lost World? Now you're gonna notice something real quick.
Oh, this is great. Oh, this is great. What is that on my screen?
Real quick, and there's supposed to be a cool theme.
And there's my keyboard.
I already have Sonic Lost World. In fact, I have a ton of games, but that's because my system is hacked. We don't talk about that. But no.
We're not supposed to talk about
What
that.
you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go here. You want to click Sonic Lost World, right? Right. That's what you're gonna want to do.
That's what you want to do.
What they would tell us to do is to update screen. Is it an update? Well, whatever. Okay, we'll just go to a different game. Sonic Generations. Okay, we'll just go to Sonic Generations.
Oh yeah, this was supposed to be me talking about how they would tell us to get free games. Blah blah blah. 4 likes again, 26 views. About the average. This episode I don't like too much, right? This episode was a random episode I made because I had something to do, and this was the only episode to get under 20 views. I think this got 19 views and it has 20 now, but it has 6 likes, so it was a very popular episode. But this episode was just supposed to be about the problems with PC. This doesn't mean PCs really suck. By the way, I'm a PC gamer now, but this was more so to talk, and this video was done on my phone. This video was more so to talk about the fact that the problems that come along with PC, things always breaking, things always going wrong, things you have to fix. You know, with a console, you plug and play, you're on your way. Not with a PC. You got so much stuff you have to always work around thinking about. Like, just before this video, I was trying to play Dead by Daylight, and Steam was literally acting so stupid, and I had to figure out why. Next episode, why piracy is ruining gaming. Ruining gaming. Why piracy is ruining gaming. Yeah, 26 views, 4 likes. The average, okay? The average. This series had an average, and essentially this episode, again, another really good episode, and it was talking about essentially why piracy was destroying gaming and how pirates were wrong and how they suck and they're destroying gaming. And I had valid reasons for talking about this, and the reason I wanted to talk about this is just all of the like, take EA for example. Me and Marston like to play UFC, right? We like to play the UFC games, right? But the UFC games he has a PlayStation 5. I don't. I have a PC, right? So if I want to play a UFC game, I have to ask him to play on his PlayStation 5 with him, right? Which because EA refuses to release any of their boxing games, which I also like. EA Fight Night. They won't release any of those. They won't release any of their UFC games. They won't release any of their games on PC because of piracy. They're so scared of piracy that they won't release any of their games on PC. Sega won't release half of their games on PC. There's no Sonic Unleashed on PC. They implemented stupid measures in the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, meaning the original has no online multiplayer, even though it's the version I would love to play online the most. It has no online multiplayer because of Sega being, even though the console versions do, because Sega being worried of hacking and piracy. And so essentially this video was just to grovel on about how I'm so upset that, you know, PC gamers actually do miss out on a lot of titles. PC gamers won't tell you that, but we do. We miss out on a lot of titles or features from games that console players have no access to with no problem, all because people are afraid we're going to cheat and pirate the games, and 99.99% of us are not going to pirate the games. It's just not fair. Well, maybe about 65% of us aren't going to pirate the games, and we're going to buy these games fairly and squarely, and we lose out on stuff because of companies being so afraid. It makes PC gaming kind of stupid, and it's the biggest downside of PC gaming. If you're looking, like, PC gamers miss out on a lot of cool stuff because of people who pirate games, and it's just unfair, but we all get the reputation that we're all, you know, I'm a PC gamer now. That's what I am now. I'm not going to lie to you.
that's what I'll probably forever be now. It's just I can't go back anymore to consoles. Like I've fallen in love with PC gaming, and to an extent I never wanted to. But the point is, PC gaming now, we have a reputation. We're all going to be considered pirates, regardless. We're all just grouped in at this point. And even though most of us aren't, including myself, we're not pirates, but we're going to be called pirates just because that's how the companies want to see us. So they take features or just don't even release their games on here, which just sucks and is not fair. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's the biggest downside to PC gaming. The next episode was about online multiplayer and toxicity. Oh no, it wasn't about toxicity. I think this was the lowest viewed episode ever. I think 16 views. This was not the only, because the other episode was not the only episode to get under 12 views. Still got 5 likes, but 16 views. And this one I thought was going to do a lot better than what it did. But this was essentially talking about how every company wants you to pay for online services and the downsides are the ones that you don't pay for. This one was about YouTube's flawed system. This one got 31 views, 4 likes. Again, the standard for this kind of these kind of videos. I don't know why half these aren't loading anymore. But essentially, this one was about YouTube's the longest. This is probably the longest episode ever. This one was about YouTube's. I don't know why it's not loading. This was about YouTube's flawed system on.
This is, like I said, I want you to keep this in mind because this is going to be a big point later, right? A big point later. Keep in mind that in that whole email, in that whole complete email, and I'm telling 100% the truth.
Oh yeah.
They said they did not tell me at all what did the video violate.
Yeah, this episode spawned completely because what happened was YouTube age restricted my channel. And age restricted one of my videos for no reason, even though there was literally nothing. I'm a family friendly YouTuber. I don't do anything, I don't cuss, I don't do anything like that. And essentially the entire video was age restricted. It was a short of me just talking about, screaming about how I don't like Marble Zone, and YouTube took the video down saying it was unsafe for children. Why? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I can't seem to wrap my hand around it. They never reinstated that video, by the way. I was supposed to take it down. I never did take it down. I should take it down, but I never did take it down because why should I have to take down a video that has nothing wrong with it for what YouTube stands? And it was just stupid. So I was going to show the video on this, and this entire video was just dedicated to talk about this. This episode right here. Did I just switch them? That's 12. I didn't mean to switch these. I just switched these. No, go back. No, what just happened? This entire episode right here was dedicated to talking about DKODs and a bunch of other websites and how they were scamming people. 27 views, 5 likes. This episode was super long. Now the reason I talked about, okay, let me explain something in this video, right? DKODs, the YouTube channel, and the people who run it, and the people who run the company DKODs, they're really awesome people. They're really cool, and I actually like DKODs now, and I might buy from them in the future. I watch their YouTube channel pretty regularly, and their content is actually extremely good, and the people behind them seem pretty wholesome and pretty, totally on gamer side. It's just the prices. Those prices are just so unfair. I don't know if they're still like that, but some of the prices they have on their channel, like, I understand other things being extremely high, but like when I can go to eBay, like, okay, they're saying you're paying with them, you're paying for the quality, you're getting the quality, you're getting the assurance and all that stuff, you're getting all that, but like for real, the prices are just outrageous. Those prices are crazy, man. Like, those prices are just so outrageously crazy. I don't understand why they do it. It is what it is. But I want to mention, I like DKODs. Games like, people like Lukey Games and JJ Games. I still love JJ Games. Lukey Games, they can get out of my face. They actually scam people. Sometimes they send out completely wrong games and all that. There's just no quality control. With DKODs, though, I do understand that you're paying not only for the game, but you're paying for the cleaning services, the testing services. Like, if you go watch their channel, the behind the scenes is really good. You can see in their warehouse, you can see how they do everything, and you do get a lot of quality assurances that you don't really get with eBay. So I understand where they're coming from. And I do understand what you're paying for now. Like, I used to didn't, but I understand now. The point being, that was that. The rare few times when PC emulation isn't so great. Okay.
This one was supposed to be an extension. Oh, this one got 15 views too, but 4 likes. That is literally the. This was another one. This was October. My channel always dies around this time for some reason, and then revives itself around early next year. But the point is, this was kind of an extension of this video right here, because this was supposed to be the problem with Android emulation. This was the problem with PC emulation, and that's my actual PC, by the way. This was the problem with PC emulation, and where PC emulation isn't as good as isn't the best. This one was about why gaming online. Hold on. Online gaming. This was about why online gaming could really suck so bad. Again, see, the series was dying anyway, to be honest with you. But the point was, this one was about how content, online gaming sucks, and how people are really just jerks online, because it was all stemmed from Dead by Daylight and the really toxic community that is over there. This episode was This was one of the last episodes, and this was December 10th, 2021, and this only got 24 views, 8 likes. This one was complaining about console names, and this one was really just talking about the fact that people literally only make people. I hate when people call consoles by their unfair names, right? So people call the Sega Genesis the Sega, even though that wasn't Sega's first console. It's a good video. You should watch it. I feel like maybe it's okay to call the first console that, but like people call the NES the Nintendo. I hate that. I hate people call the Atari 2600 the Atari. Just stop. Call it what it's called. Call it the Sega Genesis, Sega Mega Drive, Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, or NES as they call it in Europe. I hate that so much. Or the SNES, they call that the Super Nintendo. But like or call the Atari 2600 the Atari 2600, or Atari VCS. Don't just call it the Atari. If you call something by its name, how am I supposed to know what you're talking about? So if you call something the Nintendo, I know you're talking about the NES, right? But if you call something the Sega, my mind automatically jumps to Master System and not Genesis. Stop, man. Stop. Okay, and so that was December 10th. This one was October 29th, so you can tell I was starting to get fed up with the series, I guess, with the views, because the series is kind of dying here. I jumped from October to December, so that's a whole month, 2 month thing right there. And then the next episode was literally 3 months ago, and this one got 37 views. This episode did good for itself. It did do good for itself. Claiming these scam Nintendo Genesis Switch generators are driving me crazy. That's also kind of an extension of this episode, but this one was more focused on like the Switch and things like that. But the point is, this one got 37 views, 6 likes. This one did good, but this was 3 months ago. I haven't done one since then, and we can finally go back. I feel like we're at a point where we can go back now, because I'm getting ready to end this video off. But the point being, I haven't done an episode of SEGASLAYER64 Complains in forever, right? And it's just because SEGASLAYER64 Complains is a series that started to kind of overtake other series in a way. I didn't want SEGASLAYER64 Complains. I feel like SEGASLAYER64 Complains was also kind of indirectly responsible for kind of the death of Sega history, because I would consider Sega history to be my flagship series, but the series just kind of died last year with the FM Sound Unit video that literally got 9 views and never went past that. SEGASLAYER64 Complains was a series that got indirectly popular. It got a little too popular, and it started doing things I just didn't want it to do, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want this series to become too rapidly uploaded. I didn't want the series to be, just seen as the flagship series in my channel, in which it kind of did become, because everyone loved it. SEGASLAYER64 Complains. The series took away from other series, essentially. Even though all of the episodes didn't get the most views, it always did get enough views to do better than what other videos were doing at the time, and that was something that just really kind of irked me and got on my nerves. It was just something that I couldn't take, and that's why I'm officially ending SEGASLAYER64 Complains. It was just too much. The series has made it to a point now where I feel it's done all it's needed to do on my channel, and I'm done with it, I'm done with it. It's time to move past Sega history. SEGASLAYER64 Complaints. It's time to move past SEGASLAYER64 Complaints. But overall, this video was just a retrospect. This is not really a why it made it so good. It was more so a SEGASLAYER64 retrospective. I think I might title this that instead, but this was more so a SEGASLAYER64 retrospective. But either way, or it was kind of both. I'm going to consider it a why it made it so good. But either way, this was a kind of a good look back on Sega history. SEGASLAYER64 Complaints. I'm getting my titles mixed up. And why the series was so popular, why it did so well, and yeah. 18 views. Oh, by the way, Sega Slayer 64 Complains Season 2 coming soon. Yeah, this entire video was a troll. Well, it wasn't a troll. This entire thing wasn't a troll. Sega Slayer 64 Complains really is ending. But Sega Slayer 64 Complains Season 1 is ending. I'm gonna be bringing back the episode type of thing, and the series is gonna be spread out from here on a lot more. But I've got 2 more episodes for Season 1. Yep, Season 1 is over. It's time for Season 2. I'm bringing the series back. I got a new reformed format for it. It's going to be a lot, more spread out. The series is not going to be every other time. You think I'm really going to ditch one of the most popular series on my channel, period? I mean, the complaints are all valid with this series. Everything I said in this video is valid, and I really do believe a lot of the things I said, like this series becoming unironically my flagship series. It's not my flagship series. I'm not hailing it as such. I never will. I'll still say Sega History is my flagship series, but the point is, I just wanted to address some of the things with this series and kind of announce Season 2 in a little bit more of a weird way. So I didn't lie. Sega Slayer 64 Complains really is over. But Sega Slayer 64 Complains Season 1 is over. Season 2 will be coming sometime later this year. Although Season 1 is not over yet. I'm not ending Sega Slayer 64 Complains Season 1 without having 20 videos. I'm going to be changing the title of this playlist to Season 1 and everything, but I had to come over here, talk about what made the series so good, and bring back this series, and all in all, and just talk about Sega Slayer 64 Complains in a bigger retrospective video. So yeah, Season 2 coming later this year. I had to announce it in one way or another, and this was the best way to do it. Yeah, if you're new here, if you could subscribe, make sure to, if you're new here, if you could subscribe, that would be really awesome. We're trying to reach 300 subscribers, and you'll be helping us out a lot. Make sure to share this video with your friends to become a Super Slayer. I've been the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and until next time, have a good one, Slayers. And I hope I didn't spook you too much. Sega Slayer 64 Complains, Season 1, 2 more episodes, Season 2 coming later on this year. See you later.